Today's episode is brought to you by JOYLAND, Sarasota, Bradenton's #1 destination for all things country music, country line dancing, and the country experience. Scott and Chuck, welcome to the show.
All right, thank
What's
you.
up, man?
JOYLAND is in the house, man.
Yes, sir.
Glad to be here.
Yeah,
I got all the branding
hat,
on, all the branding.
And Scott, so you and I have just met for the first time, so welcome.
Correct, thank you.
I'm really impressed with your facility, guys. I got a tour of the new JOYLAND. We're going to talk all about it. But wow, what a facility. Beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
How many square footage you got there?
We're just over 18,000 now.
Damn.
Yeah.
As compared to the old facility, which was how much?
The previous one that we just moved from was 8,000, but it also had a kitchen and some unusable space. So not only is this twice the size, it's a lot more usable space for customers and bar and
It's
back
gorgeous,
end.
plenty of room. So
Yeah.
Scott, take us through the history of JOYLAND. Because I remember when I first moved there, it was on 41.
Yeah. Yeah, so the original owner, I bought off him. His name was Rick. JOYLAND's now, 35 some odd years old, I believe, the name, the entity. And it was bounced around, originated in St. Pete, came to Bradenton, and he had a few locations. And I ended up buying it in 2019 when it was on 41
And
across from Ghetto.
what made you want to buy it? Did you just say this is an opportunity? Like, did you think it was being underappreciated, underutilized, and you thought maybe you could make a go with it?
Not really. So I played there a bunch. I knew Rick and bartenders and everything, but I was really looking to start a live music venue. I didn't think it was being done well in town, and I knew how to do that. And I don't want to say that was the cheapest barrier of entry, but it was a very good option. So when I went into that, I wasn't 100% that I was going to always maintain the true JOYLAND scenario. I didn't want to abandon it, but I didn't know I was going to embrace it 100%. And then I realized very quickly that JOYLAND is JOYLAND and I needed to do that. But the reason I got into it was more the live music side of things. And now it's obviously just morphed into what we are, which is a line dance nightclub, so to speak.
Now, some major country acts that we all know and love, national acts of one time, came through town and passed through JOYLAND. So, Chuck, why don't you tell us a little bit about some of those bands?
Well, I just expand on what he said. Like it was actually 2018, but in 2000, because you closed, finally opened in 2019 on the 41 one that everybody remembered. But about 2017, he called me up and he's like, "Hey man, I'm thinking about buying a music venue. Would you want to be involved?" And I'm like, "That's kind of hypothetical, man." It's like, let me know when you got something. So about a year later, I actually booked him to come run sound for me because my sound guy couldn't play Lakewood Ranch. So he came in to run sound for us just because we're friends.
Sound for you where?
First Friday on the December of 2018, right? So for Morgan, doing that downtown Lakewood Ranch thing.
Okay.
And so he's running sound and it's like, oh, by the way, I bought JOYLAND. It was like literally it was that, and boom, it was 2 months and he was.
So you guys are
out running.
partners, work together. But tell me the relationship. How did you guys first meet?
So I used to DJ at JOYLAND. I mean, not JOYLAND, at White Buffalo Saloon. So I used to play at JOYLAND for years, from like time I was 19 years old when they opened in that 94 area. And then just through knowing country music and playing in live music, you kind of, if you're in that business for long enough, you start to learn how important dance is to country, like knowing two steps and West Coast and line dances. So if you're doing it long enough, you almost absorb it, like you can go, oh, that's a two-step. Oh, that's a West Coast swing. Oh, new song comes out, a new artist. So I was doing it for so long when the White Buffalo opened. I was like, wow, I should go DJ. Like I know the country music and they were looking for a DJ and I got that job, was doing that for a little while. I started doing the booking. And then Scott was in a band called Daisy Duke's Band, which was very successful. 2 female front women, just like a really good gimmick, backed with great musicians. And they came in and started playing White Buffalo. And I'll be honest with you, and we always talk about this, I always give everybody the key to success when we play JOYLAND. Like, here's how you can be successful, right? Do these songs. They have dances that they'll dance to. And he was the first and only person that, he took the list. His whole band learned every song on the list, like every single song. And then he came in and as a DJ, I'm sitting there going, what am I going to play? Like you literally took every song.
So it's safe to say that you guys have a deep love and appreciation for country music.
Yeah.
And that's
Music in general.
what bonded you guys in the beginning.
Music in general, but Country is
Yeah.
it for me now, for the most part.
But
yeah.
what I like about what you're doing with Joyland is you're keeping it country and you're serious about it.
Yeah.
You're taking the country music very seriously, and because I think that's awesome, because country needs its own place here in the on the Sun Coast. And I think that you've built one of the premier country venues. I mean, I don't go to a lot of country bars, but I got to assume that your place can rival with any of the large ones around the country.
Oh, I'd say it's definitely in the ballpark, and hopefully, especially with this new venue, with how much passion Scott's put in it and his livelihood, everything, he's gone all in on this one. That hopefully over the next couple of years will be known as the best in the nation. That would be the long-term goal.
Okay, so you moved from 41 to Lockwood.
Mm-hmm.
So the first store, which is now known as Encore Live.
Yeah.
So you were there for a number of years.
Yeah,
5.
we were there for just under 5. And to take a step back real quick, we moved from 41 when I purchased that in 2018, opened up in 19. The reason why we ended up moving to Lockwood is basically just because of the COVID, problem. We get shut down over there, and it was such a big venue, hard to fill, and then open and close. And when we were allowed to reopen, you could only have 50% of your seated occupancy, and we didn't have a kitchen. So, I mean, I don't want to say the loopholes of things, but that's what forced the move over to Lockwood, where I had a kitchen and could open, and just to let the business get healthy again, financially and whatnot. And it was a great stepping stone into where we are now. But so Lockwood, the original location, or the previous one to right now, was same plaza, just down, about 8,000 square feet instead of 18. But
18 makes a difference on that dance floor.
huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
So is your
Everything.
are you on track with your business model? I mean, as far as the way you scale this thing, everything is like the way you want it to be at this point?
I hate to say yes, but yes. I mean, like, could there always be some improvement? Yeah, but ultimately, this one is the one that I've always wanted to build. It's done right. I mean, everything from the underground plumbing to the ceiling is 100% brand new, custom, where we want it, how we want it. I don't think I would literally go back and change a single thing right now.
Well, let's dissect that. So let's talk about your bar first.
Mm-hmm.
So what kind of bar do you have? How long is it?
So it's 101 feet of customer edge. We have 6 wells, and again, all custom. Like, I know behind the bar isn't fascinating to most people, but like how we have that set up is just for pure speed and cleanliness and all the things to make that very successful.
On a big night, how many servers would you have back there?
Servers, we'll do 6
bartenders.
bartenders and a bar back. Yeah.
Okay.
They can handle it really well. And we do have a beer and a shot location on the other side of the venue that's separate from the bar. So if we get overwhelmed, customers do have the ability to go over there and take a little pressure off the bar.
Okay. And then let's talk about your sound system and your staging.
Yeah, it's my favorate part.
What do you got up there?
They're all my favorite part, though.
He's actually a production guy. Like,
so you got the big subs under the stage, right?
Yeah, we are
Monterey's.
all RCF house right now.
RCF's good stuff.
Yeah,
dude.
but we have a cardioid pattern subs underneath the stage, so they just sound unbelievable. And then line array system, 4 boxes on each side, and the room. It's easy just to hang speakers and think it sounds okay. Hanging them properly, angling them properly, time aligning them is so crucial. And then, getting the room sounding good, not just the speaker boxes. The speakers are going to do their job. The hard part comes from making the room sound good. And, we still did a great job with that. We had a couple guys come in and shoot the room with us and help dial that in as much as we possibly could, given the structure of the building.
So is your place set up that large bands, bigger acts can come in and just plug and play?
Absolutely.
There's plenty of power for them?
We got 4 consoles in house that all do separate things. So front of house console, separate from monitor console, separate from DJ, and then full processing console, all completely integrated. I mean, there's XLR splits and digital splits and networking, and it's just super easy. I mean, it's done right. That was my favorite part.
A big time band comes in.
Yeah.
Let's talk about now, how many people can you get in there, like ticket sales, and how many people can comfortably come in, and the different vantage points of viewing points of the area?
We're at 1,000, and even the worst seat in the house, if you want to call it that, is no more than 80 feet away from the stage. The way that the room is laid out, and the sound is just as good in the back corner as it is the front. So, You know, you put 1,000 people in there, and there's ample seating around the dance floor, and just depends on the artist. Sometimes we'll put seats or tables on the dance floor, or we'll close a section off for it standing and or whatnot. So I'd say each date or artist can be a little different, just depending on what we feel the audience wants or needs.
Now, you have some bands lined up? Are there some big names you could talk about that are lined up?
Yeah, I mean, we could start getting slowly into how difficult live music is right now. For us, you know, having a room that big, of course you want to bring in the bigger national acts. That's the history of Joyland. You were talking about that a little bit. You go back to 94 through 2000 with Joyland, you know, every artist that's a mainstay artist that plays Joyland, everything from Jason Aldean, Luke Bryan, Rascal Flatts, all of them, you know, Blake Shelton, everybody anybody a name has played Joyland. So you want to keep that legacy going.
And you know what the next one's going to be? Derek Lurch.
Oh, you think so?
He'll be famous one day. He'll be like, I played Joyland.
Yeah, right. Man. He's a good kid.
He was on the show.
Joyland heritage. His dad's been involved for a long time. Only problem with live music right now is that, you know, coming out of COVID and, you know, you take in, you know, streaming and all that stuff. And it really has made like making money in music very, very hard. And so when you come and take a venue like ours, you know, an artist, what they charge versus what you can sell a ticket for is where your success is going to be. You know, it's like you can book anybody and we have a beautiful venue and it sounds great and it'd be a great place to come see an artist. But all the math has to work out, you know what I mean? So, and that's one of those things where we're kind of in a difficult spot right now. It's like we have booked a couple, but the easiest path to success is really not even messing with live music in general, honestly. You know,
DJ.
You have such a core audience that likes this style of venue, and what they prefer is they like to come out and be entertained with like line dancing and they come out and they learn classes and then that's the one place they can get it. So there's not a lot of expense in that. You know what I mean? Your DJ, you know, an instructor, but you know, if you take like a national act and you're in the thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars before you even open the doors. So now you have to recoup all that before you ever make a penny.
Well, but there's also brand recognition and get yourself on the map.
That's the big reason.
But let's finish up live music before we talk about the DJ. So there's basically three types of acts. There's the original acts that are national and regional. Yeah. Then there's the tribute bands. Mm-hmm. And then there's the guys that are just local, like Derek, right? So like they're all different price points. Mm-hmm. So could Derek perhaps be more successful for you, being that his price point might be lower and he can bring in and then
for a couple of reasons, price and then the type of material they're playing. Like you take a tribute act, say like a George Strait or a Jason Aldean tribute act. Now you have to find those people that like that. And then the people who come to dance won't necessarily like that because they're coming to dance and you're not going to play any of the dances they do. You're coming to see George Strait, right? At a smaller venue, a smaller price, the whole idea. So that's more difficult to sell in our format, maybe than in a rock venue. Whereas like artist like Derek Lurch or Conyer Walker or Jason White, they're going to play more of the songs that the customer base likes too. So you'll have the Derek Lurch fans or the Jason White fans show up because they like that artist, but then they'll be playing covers that these people like to be there for too. So you have more chance of success.
Well, technically you could do both though, right? Couldn't you have like your line dancing and then have the band or the band, then the line dancing, like have it all in encompass one big night?
We do.
Oh,
that's why Friday nights.
Yeah. I mean, so you'll get the class. Sometimes you'll do a class or you'll have people come and dance early and then the artists will come in and more people come in that like more live music. So it does blend. Again, it's like certain things like a tribute's a little tough. You know, it would have to be a gangbusters tribute for us to put 1,000, people or 700 people into a venue. You know what I mean? We're still open to that. I mean, the right one comes along. I mean, I think we had a Zach Brown tribute one time and they were fantastic, but again, now we're really deep into
does radio advertising work well for you? Like for an example, let's say you had that Zach Brown tribute or you had an Aldean tribute. Would the local radio station get the word out and would that it really help ticket sales? Or is it kind of like you're kind of like just seeing, throwing money up in the air and seeing what happens?
I mean, there's a couple perspectives on that. Like some people believe in radio nowadays, some people don't. Maybe two people in this room.
I will say we have a great relationship with CTQ. I mean, not only very
iHeart,
close
right?
friends with with iHeart.
No, they're great. They're
Maverick
great. Frank and all those
Lulu,
guys. Yeah,
Frank, all of them. So does it work? Yes, because we partner with Cox, and Joyland and Cox is on the radio, and certainly see that being very beneficial. Keeping, especially a Friday, because they're pushing live music. That's the one night we do live music, and that works. But yeah, we bring any sort of ticketed artist in. Going on the radios is crucial. I mean,
Try to keep that relationship go. They usually come and are part of it. They'll send their Maverick or Lulu from the station. And
SRZ did a dance party at Encore,
mm-hmm.
and it was David and Meredith in the morning, SRZ, and it was packed from 6 to 9.
Yeah, we
hosted a ton of them when we were in the smaller building.
All right, so let's talk about music now. Let's talk about your DJ playlist.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot. You had mentioned to me that it doesn't necessarily have to be country. It has to be a line dance song. So you can play other types of music other than country, provided that it's getting them on the dance floor, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, this is an age old thing too. When you look back in the 90s when country really hit, like became more of a commercial music as opposed to just, a counterculture of like, Midwest and stuff like that. Once it really started to blow up, you immediately started to see influences from other styles of music. I mean, I remember being in the 90s playing in a country band, and, Brooks and Dunn released Boot Scootin' Boogie. 5 months later, there's a remix, and it's got a heavy, hip hop style beat underneath it. And then, choreographers are doing dances to Boot Scootin' Boogie and Neon Moon. And the next thing you know, they're doing it to Wipeout by the Fat Boys, or they're doing it to Girlfriend by Janet Jackson. So that was in the 90s. So now what you see, you go 30 years later, and most of your country artists that are on the radio didn't grow up just listening to George Strait. They grew up listening to George Strait and, Biggie and Nelly and, like that. So you start to really see country influence, you see hip hop influence, you see rock influence. So I think our whole generation is now smaller world from different styles of music being at your fingertips.
Do you think the younger people are more inclined to what you're saying now, where there's a different type of country? Because I got to think, when I knew country music, it was a different kind of country music. And some of your fans might see like, wait a minute, I want to hear somebody do that classic or outlaw.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Now, those songs you don't necessarily line dance to, right? As much.
It's not a new problem though. Like I remember in the 90s, I had long hair playing in a country band, and there were the ones that were more traditional were like, that's not country, And then in the 2000s, you have like the bro country, and everybody before that doesn't like that. But at the end of the day, I mean, country is now a huge umbrella. Like, how rock is subgenred, you got alternative rock, hard rock, soft rock, country's the same way now. You're going to have more traditional. You got, I hate the term bro country, but because it's just influenced by different stuff. But, you can't put Chris Stapleton in the same page as Morgan Wallen or Florida Georgia Line. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There are so many different styles of country. Sturgill Simpson is nowhere near a Blake Shelton. You know what I mean? But they're still kind of under that.
Yeah, falls in the umbrella.
Yeah.
So what happens when people come in? Do they make a lot of requests to the DJ booth?
Yeah.
And does your DJ accept requests?
Absolutely.
Like, is there a process where like they fill out a form and they just kind of go, hey, can you play this?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how does that whole process
Pretty
work?
much that, for the time being, it's hard to just beat the old school, write it down on a piece of paper, drop a tip in the jar if you want to, and go from there. But we actually do have a Joyland app that's being developed and nearly almost done. It's going to integrate the entire venue and customer experience and everything, which I'm super excited about. But that'll be one of the things that they'll be able to do is across the room on an app, request
just
a
go on their
song,
app and
Dude,
just
that's
request
brilliant.
a song.
Yeah. And then eventually be able to like probably put it up on our, we have a giant LED screen, 28 feet by 12 feet or something like that. So integrate that to what song is playing or will be played, so there's a couple ways to do it, but.
So some of the songs that are really, really popular right now, like that song about chasing Texas.
Choosing
Texas.
Yeah.
Is that something that you would play it just once for the night, or would it maybe you hear it multiple times?
You might end up doing something when it's really hot and like right now.
Because I got to think a crowd would come in at 8 and say, "Oh, we got to hear that." Then another crowd comes in at 11. It's like, "Oh, can you play that?" You know.
And that's what makes a good DJ, because he's got to know the material, know where that's going to place and what the demographic that's going to like it. And, he might be able to get away to play that a little earlier, knowing that he's going to play it again later, and then space it out so you don't feel like you're hearing the same song all the time. Right. But yeah, it's the wobble. I mean, as when I was DJing, it was you just drive you crazy because you'd see the wobble on the request sheet 500 times, and it's like the minute you play, you'd hold to play it, hold to play it, hold to play it. And then you finally play it. And then inevitably 20 minutes later, somebody comes up to you and goes, "Can you play the wobble?" And you're like,
Do you train the DJs? Is that part of your job?
well, I mean, not anymore, but I DJ'd for 6.5 years at the White Buffalo and then a few years at Joyland before I moved to GM. Jeremy, one of our main DJs, he worked under me at both places. And now he's already training. That's one of the things we are definitely doing in the house, and maybe is a little different than some of the other country bars. Our format is so important and to please the customers and having to know what songs work and what doesn't and how to time them and how to do it, that it's something we have to kind of teach them, because there's amazing DJs out there that know country music, but they may not know all the dances that go with it and what's similar. So that takes
a lot of customers into employees, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So now, and it's been great. Like there's just a weird love for that place and people that want to be involved. But as of now, our in-house DJ pool is Jeremy, who's our main one. And then there's 3 people who were customers. But they know the format, they like the format, and we teach them
how to know the lifestyle.
Yeah.
Damn right, y'all. It's finally Friday, been a hell of a week, but I just got paid. 10-hour days, 10 hours overtime, putting this place in the rear view and off.
I'm going to ask you guys about the customer experience, but before I do that, let's talk about each night of the week. So what happens on Wednesday night?
Well, Wednesday's kind of a mini Thursday, which I'm sure you'll ask about, but it's just a country music bar, line dance bar. There's nothing spectacular goes on. We have specials for anybody in the service industry, be it law enforcement or fire, all the way down to hospitality, bars and restaurants. So they get a discount there. It's our most calm night of the week.
It starts off as our beginner
line dance class.
Beginner.
Really, that's true.
And I don't know if Scott knows this, but tomorrow, I think you have a song being taught.
Oh, so you heard about this?
Yeah, you got to open it up.
First of all, you're giving me a gift.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got to see it.
So Chuck's been on my show before and he gave me a gift. So he keeps giving gifts.
This one's cooler though.
I love Sarasota. Look at that. Those are the dance steps.
Yeah, man.
Awesome, dude. And you framed it.
Yeah.
That's badass. Thank you for that. Dude.
So
that's
I don't even know if Scott knows, but Kurt's band has
a song
called I Love Sarasota.
I Love Sarasota.
Yeah.
Yeah. And and I didn't go out of my way to make it a country song, but it's got country elements in it. Am I right?
Yeah. Well, it's again, dancing's dancing. Dancing.
Dude,
Yeah. Dancing is dancing. So they'll dance to country, they'll dance to pop music, they'll dance to rock music. As long as it's got a good beat and it's catchy, Yeah, it looks good on you.
I feel official now, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wear this hat all the time now.
There you go.
I'm gonna rock it for you guys.
Yeah. So that'll be you have advocated to get a line dance done to your song, so it actually teaches tomorrow night.
I'm gonna pop
Wednesday,
in there.
right?
I'll
Wednesday.
pop in there.
Wednesday.
Very cool.
Yeah, so that is how the Wednesday opens up, is the beginner line dance class. There you go.
I love it, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rock this. Okay, so Wednesday night, opportunity to come in, learn some dancing.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's ultra beginner lessons. That's usually the stuff that's really easy for the people who just want to,
like people like me that don't know how to dance.
tip your toe in, man.
Thursday. What happens Thursday?
Kicks off with a line dance class again. It steps up to maybe intermediate, I would say.
Yeah, a little more difficult.
You can still come and learn. There's no night that is exclusive or whatever. You can come to any of them, but Wednesday's ultra beginner. Thursday gets a little bit more intermediate, and then that turns into our ladies' night after at 8:30, 9 o'clock, and that's our busiest night of the week as far as people coming through the door.
So I need to tell the listening audience at home that you have a reputation for beautiful young women, well, women of all ages, really, that come in on Thursday nights.
That's what I love about those clubs.
A lot of pretty women.
18 to 80, Every night might be a little bit different, heavy demographic or whatever. Thursday's certainly probably the younger crowd in town, but
Sarasota's not known for a young people, but yet they're all at Thursday night. They're all in your bar.
They're all there.
There's no doubt.
Oh, yeah. And it's crazy. I mean, even we're technically off season. And so mainly what you see is the locals. But that's the great thing about the format is that people want to go out and be active. They can come out, get exercise.
Right.
They can be social. There's so much to line dancing and the country format.
You just thought of, I thought of a great question.
Yeah.
Tell the listeners why they should line dance. What's so great about line dancing? Like, what are the benefits of learning how to line dance?
Well, for me, I'm not a big line dancer anymore, but I did it when I was young and just to meet girls when I was single.
Okay.
So there's
number
one aspect. But I hear our customers, like, you'd be amazed at how many times on social media I've read somebody who was intimidated to come in. They'd never done it in their life. And then they found a sense of community in it. You know what I mean?
Too.
Yeah. So like they'll learn it and they start getting, and they realize how helpful people are and how much everybody's, accommodating and inviting. And next thing you know, that's all they want to do.
And you don't have to have a partner. It's
Yeah.
a single thing.
Yeah, that's another big thing.
You
Like
don't have to.
two-stepping in West Coast, you have to go find a partner to do it. Makes it a little tougher. Line dancing, why it's so big in Florida is because we're a tourist state, and people come down here and they don't have their partner with them and they just line dance. They can do it by themselves. So
Yeah, a lot of retirees here. But maybe how about number 3? That this might be the only exercise that people can get all week. I mean, think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they dance and they
they
move around.
count their steps, man. They got the watches and they're like, I remember.
Oh,
one
it's
of-
aerobic
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
one of our regulars, every time on Facebook after things, I got 3,500 steps. I got 3,700 steps. So there's an exercise
mhm.
aspect to it as well.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic. Okay, so now let's go to Friday night.
So Friday night is the live music night, and we kind of coined the phrase. It's more of the authentic country night. Most of the bands coming in are going to be playing country, if not some of the older country stuff. DJ's going to tilt more towards that direction as opposed to what might be played Thursday or Saturday in the slightly more nightclub area. But no line dance class, so it's just open dance with doors open at 6. Come in, hang out, make your requests, dance how you want. Unless we do a 2-step class, which is a couple times a year on a
We're
Friday.
going to do one of those on the 19th. We had one a couple weeks ago and it was gangbusters.
Talk
So,
about your instructors. Who are these people?
They're amazing. Amazing. We got Rose Prim. She's part of our family. Like
Mhm.
she literally has been pro Joyland since I think maybe the day Scott bought it at the original building in 2019. And she is just so inviting to people and welcoming and makes everybody feel like they're comfortable,
Mhm.
And then she is the one who brought in Jeff because we were happy with her. Like we're like, Rose is great, But then she brought in this guy Jeff, and he has been phenomenal and so pro Joyland too. And he's not only a line dance instructor, he's also teaches 2-step and swing and all different kinds of couples dances. So they've been a great team together. And right now that's all we really need. But there are so many really talented instructors in the Sarasota area. So when they take a day off, we've got kind of a pool of amazing choreographers and line dance instructors that'll fill in. So it's been
Cool.
Yeah.
How about Saturday night?
Saturday goes back to kind of being a Thursday, honestly.
Call
It's
it the mini
DJ
Thursday.
only. And just the fun nightclub vibe. It really requests and the line dance class from 6:30 to 8:30 again. What's that go? Does that go more to what the bands play? I forget how we really do that.
I think
I mean,
a couple
what
years ago
Saturday
we were
besides
trying to
class?
do like just long staying line dances so that the people that like, well, I want to learn that one, and you're not really teaching it because new stuff would come out. But I think Rose just feels the audience. Whoever's there on Saturday, she kind of gets a feel for what they want to learn. So there's a third class, an option, and I think for the people that work hard all week long, to me the Saturday is probably the option because you go home, go to bed on Friday night, you get up on Saturday. I would say, cool, now you're rested to go to a class and go to Joyland on a Saturday. So, but Joyland, traditionally, Saturday was the night,
Well, that's just it. Even though it's all the same to
Yeah.
us, for some reason, Saturday is the party vibe. It's
Yeah.
just slightly different for no
Well, yeah, 'cause
reason,
people
but
have to work on Sunday, so they
Yeah.
let their hair down.
it is the night that we run the mechanical bull, which isn't a bull; it's a rooster.
Let's talk about that.
I'll let you put the math together. I'm not going to say it on camera, but
Yeah, right.
it's all custom made there. But that's the party vibe, and pool tables and darts and the gaming, all of that.
The
And then
mechanical
yeah.
rooster, did you buy that? Like, cause somebody sells that to you?
I'll tell you the story. Okay,
This is
So-
a good story.
everyone's always been asking for one at Joyland, and space and money and liability and all the reasons not to do them. So I was kind of making a joke one day. Somebody's asking for it. I'm like, well, everyone's done a mechanical bull. If I have to do it, I'm going to get a mechanical rooster so you can ride the,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
With a C, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you got it. And it was a joke. Well, then it turns out on Thanksgiving Day, I was sitting around and I happened to be scrolling through and I'm like, I wonder what's out there. So I contacted a couple companies. By Friday the next day, a company in California reached out, starts talking about the bull. And I said, well, I don't really want to do a bull, but if I were to do it, I would want a mechanical rooster. And he's like, well, give me a few minutes. He puts me on hold, sends me a picture of my text of a rendering, and he said, we'll custom make this for you. What do you think? I'm like, well, now I got to put my money where my mouth is. So it's all custom.
Are you the only one with a mechanical rooster in the fucking United States of America?
I mean, I'll let you do the fact checking. I think so.
I haven't
That's
searched
cool,
it.
man.
I haven't
That's
searched
pretty
it, but
cool.
yeah, I would have to imagine we're the only ones who.
That's
who
awesome, dude.
Scott's the only one who followed
Why don't you advertise
through.
that?
Yeah,
Well, it's on your shirt.
it's on your shirt. Yeah, your shirt is the one. Like weird, like, and all the time that I've known Scott, like
Cocked and loaded, baby.
Yeah. And all the time I've
That's
known
a great name of a band.
It is,
Or at least a record, you know?
Or yeah, definitely
Yeah.
a record. And all the time I've known Scott, like he can get like really centered on something and not, that he's, but most of the time it's all about what feels right. Like he doesn't put a lot of overthought into something, and he'll be like, okay, this is it. This is the way to go. And then that spawns this, and we're going to go to here and there. And it's just like chain reaction. I feel like when you look at Joyland, I always explain to people, like, he walked in here and like one decision led to another decision, and he followed his heart on every little thing. And the rooster is one of that, because once he did the rooster, next thing you know, our shirts are got him. We got a disco ball rooster, and it kind of became this fun mascot that we never had before. But it all was just from these, following his heart and head on decisions and not overthinking it. And once it felt right, he went with it.
So you guys make a good team then.
Oh, I wouldn't
Right?
want to do it without
Because
him.
because you're the owner and you run the show, like you're the general manager. Like, what is
Yes.
your job? What are your main job duties?
Well, I always say I'm the head do boy.
More than that.
But no.
I'm sure that's part of it.
I mean,
I mean, you hiring the staff,
this is
firing
full
the
circle
staff,
for me. Yeah.
talking to the vendors,
Yeah.
suppliers,
all that.
everything, right?
So it's all full circle for me. Like when I was 19 years old, I used to play in One Night Rodeo, and we played for Rick at Joyland. And that was when country blew up. Like 90s is Garth Brooks and Shania Twain, and then right into the Jason Aldean's and the Rascal Flatts. The country became this big product that it is now, and so influential. But I was ground level playing at Joyland. I was a fan of Joyland. I was a customer playing, One Night Rodeo back in those days. We'd play 5 nights a week at Joyland, or 4 nights, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Then the next week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And we do that every month. And, time goes by, and the next thing you know, we're friends, and then he's buying it. And then it's like, now we're here, So, my whole life led me to be where I'm at right now, like playing music, bartending.
And you're raising
DJing.
children at the same time, man.
Yes.
I mean, you got a full bag, dude.
Yeah, that's the best part of life. But, for Joyland, it's like, now is the time. Like, it's like everything I learned, friendships and all that, come to this passion and this joy for what we're doing.
So where do you see Joyland headed to in the next couple of years, man?
That's his question.
Well, it's a great question. I have a lot of different thoughts on that, and a lot of different, I don't want to say plans, because kind of like him, I'm not necessarily a planner. I really just look at opportunities. In a dream world, I would love to have one in the Lakeland area. I would love to have one in the Fort Myers area. And that's basically just to control our own routing when it comes to concerts. However, I'm now friends with Rick, who owns the Dallas Bull. I went golfing with him a couple weeks ago, and Rusty down at the ranch, and their product is great too. So I don't necessarily want to go stepping on people's toes. That would be the best for me. That would be the ultimate thing, is to build 2 more route concerts through, and then have a nice thing to sell to somebody else in 10, 15 years, whatever.
Because Joyland's a brand. You guys built a brand, right, with a reputation, right?
Yeah.
So you can grow that brand.
You're right. But do I think that's realistic? It's not unrealistic, but it's not a goal for me. I'm not actively looking to do that, especially right now. But otherwise, I just think there's other little opportunities around town for me to help other bar owners, or, in some design aspect or asset aspects, something like that. But my focus, my love, my passion really is Joyland. And it's not just the business or it's the people, it's him and it's the 30 other people I have working for us that make me enjoy that place. And I'm there all the time. I mean, luckily I don't have to work because I got a guy like
Is
him
it
and
your
everybody
second home?
else. Yeah, literally.
Have you ever slept there in the back, man? Just like pull up a couch.
Who's watching this show?
What'd you say?
I don't know.
What's
I
that?
said, who's watching this show?
No.
I don't know.
No, I know, man.
Yes,
I've worked in
of course.
bars
He doesn't
before.
have
It's
to
like
s-
4 a.m. I'm like, I might as well just spend the night here and just.
No, he's never had to really in this building because he sold his house and bought a house right next to it so that he could be there in 10 minutes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I've done that for all the locations. To me, I think there's a quality of life to be super close to where you
Sure.
work, you know? And then given this business where I might have to be there at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Monday for a meeting
Right.
or 2 a.m. At closing for whatever reason, I literally just move as close as I can to the club and find a little sanctuary for a house that I love. And, but being near that business is crucial to me. So luckily I don't have to sleep there. You know?
Is food important in your model or no? Like,
No. No. It only became important post COVID. That was a loophole of you can open if you're a restaurant, but not a bar. I like providing food. So I've teamed up with Dan is the owner of El Toro Bravo, and he sells
Yeah, it's a good place.
amazing street tacos
food.
and some nachos now and a
Yeah.
Cuban, and it'll just kick your ass. It's amazing. So we just have a great little relationship where it's symbiotic in a way. I don't pay him, he doesn't pay me, but he comes in and provides his food, sells it to the customers. Customers love it. So, it might help sober somebody up at the end of the night or keep them there for another beer or two. But I don't think we're going to get back into food. Certainly not a kitchen, I would like to, if El Toro ever decides that they don't want to do it or something like that, I'd probably team up with another food truck or somebody to bring in their product. But me probably stay
Because you
out
got
of
that
food.
nice little courtyard like outside that door, you know?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
the
cool
breezeway.
area.
Yeah, that breezeway is a great place to serve and eat food.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a public domain or just common area.
Common area.
And
yeah.
in his new lease when we moved to that, he included that. So, and I don't even feel like that's hit its level of what we can do with it. But
yeah,
right
man,
now
you can
it's
make it pretty
cool.
out there. Put some lights up and,
Yeah.
put like
He didn't even know this, but I got these dreams and delusions of like having summer like rally in the alleys where you can do things and have a little acoustic act and come out during the day. We're even talking about a concert that we're bringing in September, maybe doing something pre-show out there. But right now it's good for what it is because people can go out and smoke. That keeps because we're a non-smoking venue, so they can go out there and smoke. We put cornhole boards out there. There's places to go out and talk on your phone because the music's too loud. If you got to get a phone call, there's some little, not little, but tall bar tops out there. So it's a really good area, especially when the weather's really nice. You're going to love being out there, but eventually we'll probably try to use that to do some cool things too. So
So let's talk about the customer experience now. So like when somebody calls you up and says, "Hey man, I've never been to Joyland, what can I expect?" Like, how do you describe what a customer is going to
Let me take this one.
you got
Experience.
that.
Here's what I've learned, and he'll I think would know more of this than even me, but I think what they can expect is to find core friendships out of that place. It's wild how many people have not only like met their significant other, got married, maybe even at Joyland, proposed at Joyland. Just the relationships that build from not just Joyland, places like that, but that have the right vibe and the right feel and the right people. It's really awesome to see the relationships that come out of that place. That start in that place and continue on long past it. And that's the Joyland prior to me. Other venues I'm sure are similar, but there's something about Joyland that's special in that regard. And that's the customer experience I think that everyone takes from it. Aside from it being safe and clean and a lot of stuff to do, I think that
Yeah,
the
it's very,
relationships
very
is it.
clean, very new. You have a large security presence, which I thought was great
Mhm.
because that deters anybody from thinking about maybe doing something nutty, right?
A little bit, many hands light work, it's a big venue and our bar is very, very busy. So, our bar back.
What's your peak hour? Would you say like midnight on a Saturday?
10 to
10 to
11.
10 to midnight. Yeah.
Because we're a different market here, right? So like it's usually an earlier crowd as opposed to the bigger
Post-COVID.
city. And
Post COVID, I think everything moved up and early and you're not seeing as much nightlife as before that.
but have you had during season? You have a line to get in your place.
Well, when we opened this building, it was insane. The first 2 weeks were like, I'd never seen that many. The last time I saw a line that big is when he bought the building back in 2019, and we had opening night, right? And it was, the line was around the building. So we got to see that experience again. But literally from about 9 o'clock on Thursdays till probably 11, it's a consistent line. May not be all the way around the building, but it's a consistent line of people just flowing in. So
What if a couple comes in and the guy like, I want to watch sports? Does he have the ability to watch sports? I mean, college football season is coming up soon.
Oh yeah. Not only can we put it, and we do like the Stanley Cup or whatever was just on, we can put that on the big screen, which arguably is the biggest LED 5K video wall within 60 or 70 miles, maybe further. I mean, it's massive.
That's awesome,
and
yeah.
insanely clear. But we also have, what is it, 15 or 16 TVs in the venue?
we have
So nine above the bar.
984-inch TVs above the bar, plus other TVs scattered throughout the venue.
984-inch. So you have high def, plenty of TVs for all the sports
All the way
viewing.
across the 100-foot bar.
And all the games are on. Usually somebody's working
like
the
Just did the cup with soccer. Like they literally, every
The
other
Knicks, you have
TV
the Knicks
had
on?
it. Yeah.
Saturday
Oh,
night,
yeah.
the Knicks.
So that's another thing that's an aspect of this Joyland maybe that was different than what I've seen on previous. Like the original Joyland's always had pool tables, but this one has got 4 steel tip dartboards, 2 mechanical dartboards, electronic dartboards, video games, the rooster, 4 pool tables, cornhole outside. So yes, line dancing is probably what we're most known for, and probably what most people come there for. But there's a lot of entertainment aspects between the TVs, games, video games.
Yeah.
Hell, just the people watching's fun.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I saw that when I came in. I saw like a lot of people just kind of looking around, checking each other out. You have a merchandise little booth there
Yep.
where you're selling stuff.
That doubles as, like he had said earlier, we'll sell Joyland merchandise there, but then we also put somebody for overflow with beers and shots and stuff like that, like limited shots, just so if the bar is just hammered, you have an option to go get something a little quicker. So
you had mentioned something about bands, right? And like different geographical routings. So if a band was to come into, say, Orlando or Lakeland, or say they came into Tampa, and they had maybe a couple nights off between their next show, you can probably get them to come down, right? Based on the size of the band, right? Do you ever like work out deals like that and say, hey man, why don't you come out to Joyland and put on a show?
We're definitely open to it. In the other building, we had a lot of routing dates. Right now, so far, we've been kind of, because we are the larger venue, and we're looking for particular artists, we're ending up more in the anchor date, like the first date, and then they go look for routing dates. But absolutely, Scott constantly says, how do we get this big artist just to come down and play acoustic here, and we'll take them out fishing? And so we're
great.
open to all that. And yeah.
Are people calling you guys up and saying, hey, we want to play at your place?
My emails fill with everything from local, regional, national.
So if someone's listening right now, how would you explain the process to them?
Well, when it comes to national acts, it goes to our booking agent. So
And who's that?
Ross Cantalino from Back to Back. He's a longtime friend.
Okay.
And he's worked this area for a long time. So he's going to do most of our national acts, but just because of it's a lot of paperwork and a lot of dealing with that. Anything regional and under, it just comes through our emails, which is bookings at joylandbradenton.com. And also our website. We have a page where you can go on that and find it as well. So then we just go through the curriculum, basically what's going to work best in our building. So it's not as easy for our venue because of the line dancing just to have anybody play just because they're good. We take into a lot of the factors, but even though, Scott and I were talking about this on the way, like live music isn't so strong of a part of our format as he would have liked when he bought the building, just because dancing is such an important part of what we do. And, but we are still adamant to try to build that aspect of our venue and country in general. And there is hope, because one of the cool events we do is Scott's been very, very helpful with School of Rock. Gary from School of Rock on State Road 70 has now done his second event with us, and he's already booked his third. So
Why don't you explain that to the audience?
Yeah. So School of Rock, unlike the movie, is actually a real school where kids get to learn how to play guitar.
Play in a band, which is even cool.
Well,
not just playing
that's the
instruments.
great aspect.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I took lessons.
Right.
I went and took lessons, and then it was like, okay, then Then we had to go out and go find kids that do it. They'll take them all the way from never touching an instrument to being able to play the songs, and then put them in groups of kids and work with them on learning how to play in a band with kids. And if that wasn't enough, then Gary does take the next step of work, and he goes out and finds venues to work with that'll let them get up and play in front of their parents' friends, and get that stage experience. So that's where the hope of music is, right? Like, because right now the youth we see, more the I generation is more individuals, more they come for the line dancing, don't really care about live music in general. But the youth, these kids are 8, 9, 10 years old, are playing instruments now, and they're fantastic. We got one coming up in August, and that gives us hope for live music and the youth, you know. So,
does JOYLAND have a house band? And if so, who's in it?
Yeah.
Are you in it?
Technically have 2, right?
I mean, you guys could be in the house band, right? You're both talented. You can.
We're in the, I call us, we're probably the house band B.
Yeah.
House band A is a longtime local favorite, Rye Road.
Yeah, great
So
guys.
yeah, so Pete Tamron and the boys from Rye Road on the new venue are playing 2 to 3 times a month. And what's great about them is that they know hundreds of songs, and they have been playing the country format for 20 years. Pete was like 17 years old when he first played in the first time.
That's Jack's younger brother, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. So they can really accommodate the line dancers. That's what makes them the most important in our venue. Pete's a phenomenal musician. Everybody in that band
Yeah, the bass player's good. The young
all
guy.
of them. Ducky's one of the most underrated drummers
and
around.
Who's the guy? Who's the drummer? Because doesn't he sit down and play a cajon?
His name's Dan Garrido, but nickname is Ducky.
Okay.
And that's only at other clubs. Like he
He'll play
plays
like
the full
full
kit at
Yeah.
Full kit.
JOYLAND. Yeah.
So they're
And
our
who's
primary.
then who's on keyboard?
Well, he's no longer with him, but Scott fills in at our club, so he's the 4th.
I'll play guitar and
He'll
the
play-
keyboard with Pete that night
Cool.
though. So I play with them there. Yeah.
And they'll do 2 to 3 Fridays a month, you know, whatever fits their schedule. And then Scott had a band called the Bootleggers that was playing at our last venue quite regularly, and would have, basically the concept of that band is some really good musicians that can play all the right material, and then putting different singers in front that maybe don't have a band or would be great for our club, but their band doesn't do the right material. We've had one of the best is Conyer Walker. He's been playing with Scott for years. Just amazing.
He's there Saturday.
Yeah.
We have him Saturday, right?
Friday.
Oh, Friday. I'm
Yep.
sorry. Friday. This week though.
This
Yeah.
coming Friday, Conyer Walker and the Guns for
And
Hire.
who'd you have last Friday recently yet?
Last week we had our first time with Jesse Daniels.
Yeah, how'd that go?
It went really, really well.
Yeah.
It's an interesting
He did
story with
great.
him. Just a quick story. Scott gave him an opportunity a few years ago to hop up with his band, and he was very green, very new, right? Hadn't probably played in front of that kind of a crowd before. He's gone out and did the work, went out, put his own band together, plays lots of acoustic gigs, become a local favorite. Now he gets to step back on the stage at JOYLAND again, and he's a totally different player.
Well, Jason White's kind of on that path, right? He's getting
Yes,
he's getting
another
better.
phenomenal.
Well, so here's
talent.
why we want to do that. So Jason White doesn't really have a band, and Conyer doesn't either, actually.
Yep.
And they're both phenomenal. We can't not have those guys, best in town. And so, and I've always wanted to play with him, but we've had opposite schedules, opposite bands. So this has been I say him, if people are listening, not seeing, that's Chuck. But so I've been super excited about that. But, you know, the Guns for Hire is the name of the backing band. And that's just because we all get paid individually to go out and fill in for different bands and different artists and whatnot. So it's like, we all just do this. Like this Saturday, we have a phenomenal drummer coming we've never played with before. So we're able just to keep the nucleus of the band the way it should be with the songs properly done, and then invite in other singers.
So you're having
as a
fun. The
feature.
bottom line is you're having fun and you're entertaining the crowd.
Oh yeah.
That's great, man.
Oh yeah.
That's what I love about my band. You know, it's
Yeah.
just still fun, right?
Oh, yeah.
So there's other bands I want to talk about, because is Soul Circus Cowboys, are they a country band or are they more of a rock band?
I think they fit in both categories. I would call them more like they're more of a show band. You know what I mean? Like where that band fits great is where they can go do what they do, their original songs
Yeah.
mixed with covers that they feel they do very
Right.
well. Something like that would be a little harder in our format because our format is so strict to dancing. I'd love to have Soul Circus come in and do something like an opening act for a band, or maybe some kind of a private thing where they can do what they do. A lot of times it's hard to take a band like that and go, okay, you're phenomenal at what you're doing, but can you do some more of these songs?
Yeah, no, yeah.
It's harder to do that.
One Night Rodeo does originals and they do covers
Yes,
too.
they
right?
do. Yeah.
Right. So they're still out there.
They're the OG.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that lineup's changed a lot.
Yeah.
That's
I
been a
don't
lot
even
of.
think there's anything original about it, is there?
No, but I remember Corey. I liked
I'm
Corey.
the original.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I liked Corey a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he
me,
was great.
me, Corey, Jack, we started that band in 1994 and it's still going.
Where's Corey these days, by the way?
He retired.
He's in Lakewood Ranch still?
I think he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
His kids are in college and he likes to go away and do baseball games and stuff.
He's a
and,
great guy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I used to love to watch him perform at Stottlemeyer's.
Yeah.
One time he was, I guess he had a few beers in him and he wouldn't continue unless somebody brought him Marlboro Reds.
Yeah.
Well, rock star.
So somebody actually went out and got him and brought him
Yeah.
Marlboro Reds so he would continue.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if we have enough time, but I have a very stupid story for
Tell
that. So when I was playing with Corey and Jack and we were original One Night Rodeo, we used to play in this little small bar in Sarasota on Clark Road called Kelly's Saloon.
Oh yeah.
I think I remember
that. Yeah.
And I converted many a rock player just from playing Tuesday nights at Kelly's because there were so many beautiful women in Wrangler jeans.
On a
and
Tuesday
stuff.
night too, go figure,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's packed to the gills with just country kids and guys and girls, and we would play there every Tuesday night. And usually the shots would flow. We were all in our 20s. We were very young and naive and just cutting loose. And one particular night, Corey had brought his trailer and with all his lawn gear and stuff in the trailer, and he had backed it up just to get a couple things out of it for the band. So shots are flowing. Corey disappears. We're in the middle of a song and Jack's having to do like 100 solos, right? Waiting for Corey to come back and we're not stopping the song. Next thing you know, both doors of the Kelly Saloon fly open and Corey comes rolling in on his lawnmower and drives his lawnmower on his table right into the middle of the dance floor.
That's awesome.
And starts singing. I think we were doing like Baby Like Back or something like that, like in the middle of Kelly's at the dance
I hadn't even
floor.
heard of that one.
That's classic, man.
So sorry, Corey, if you watch it.
That's funny.
Well, as we're getting ready to wrap up, let's talk about some of your key sponsors. So we mentioned in the green one, we were talking about Hale Law.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been great so far. They right when we were about to open, contacted us and started a nice little partnership with them. So they sponsored the venue. They're all over our TVs and LED screen and
Personal injury, is that what they
Yeah,
specialize in?
personal injury. Yeah.
Okay. So
Um,
perhaps they're getting clients as a result of an association with Joyland.
I don't think so, but I think where they see the value. I mean, I hope they get
I
some.
mean, the branding aspect of it, you know, as a guy's getting cuffed as he's getting thrown out of the bar, and he can say, "I'm going to call my lawyer at Hale Law." Hale Law.
Yeah.
luckily, we don't really have any of that, truly, which is odd. But we just
You don't have rowdy people in the bar.
no,
Let's
they
go.
they
We
know
do.
we
We
don't
do,
have any tolerance.
It's such
for
a
it.
small percentage of the
Plus,
versus
you
the
probably
people.
have a good trained staff to know how to get them out before
Yeah.
trouble hits.
They know if they fight in the venue, they're banned and trespass, so they're not going to do it. They might leave and go someplace else and get into some trouble, whatever. But that's not our problem.
It's definitely not a norm.
But Hale Law, I mean, hopefully they get some customers from us. But I think they just really loved our presence on our website and social media. Like they wanted to be
Oh,
involved in that, and they're really passionate about concerts and live music and being involved.
Well, it's
So
smart
just
what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because look at Fran Hosh
Fran Hosh, yeah.
with the bikers. She's putting herself in front of every biker venue
Mhm.
Yeah.
and biker bar, and so
Yeah.
she's kind of cornering that market on motorcycle and accidents and shit.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah, we were curious when they wanted the relationship. They had been a sponsor for another venue that was no longer there, and we were like, "How do you get it?" And it was really about branding for them. As about the market and branding. Like the more people that click on and see, so the different aspects. So they love doing like just different kinds of marketing like that, to where they can get that brand out and just the familiarity. Just like you just said, Fran Hosh. I mean, how many times they're like, it's beating your head, Fran Hosh, Fran Hosh, Fran Hosh. So if you ever did have a problem,
Right.
that's who you're going to
Do
think
you have
of.
an automotive partner?
Yep, that's with Cox, and they kind of co-sponsor with us with CTQ, the radio stuff. But those are our two main sponsors. One's kind of more venue related. That's Hale, and Cox is more radio and Friday night
Yeah.
related. You know,
You know what'd be cool? You guys should do a live broadcast, like a live podcast or something from your show. Didn't you say you were going to get into podcasts one day or do something with a podcast?
Yeah, definitely not live, but I being a songwriter for so long and honestly inspired by what you've done in the last couple of years of the locals and stuff like that. I thought it'd be neat to do something I'm passionate about, which is songwriting, and just interview writers on their process of writing. And I've listened to a lot of podcasts about writing, and they're very clinical and not really fun. So I figured we'd do something like that. But We've done lots of live remotes, you know, in the years of Joyland and in the country bars, like where the radio station comes out and they're actually on the radio.
Yeah, come on down.
Yeah. But as far as a live podcast, man, I wouldn't even know where to start with that. You know?
Do you want to give some love to your cover band in these final minutes?
What's
the
that?
Villains?
Always the Villain. Playing soon. Come see us on Facebook. Yeah. I mean, that's just right now for me, honestly.
That's a good band, dude. Look, I went to see you guys.
You did.
And every song was a song that I loved from the 90s. Yeah. I mean, you really did do what you said you were going to do.
You know what I love about that band? 90% of what I'm doing is I haven't been doing forever. You know what I mean? It's like playing with Scott and the country stuff I've been doing for so long. It's like second nature. There's something very challenging about playing a bunch of songs that you don't know as well,
course, yeah,
you know? So it kind of puts that excitement back, but that's really good for.
No, but it's a good product, dude. I mean, you guys looked good. You sounded good.
Oh, thank you.
You gelled well. I mean, I know you were in a tight little stage there. You couldn't really move around, but
sometimes they're fun.
That you need to take that to Encore Live, dude.
Yeah, eventually. Right now, I'm loving not having the stress. That to me is my stress reliever. Like
having to learn 6 songs in like an hour.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I love learning songs. That's not the problem, but just the pressure. That's one of the reasons I put all my other bands to bed is this. Joyland is a lot to handle. Like, you know, we got 35 plus employees. We're constantly working on new events. You know, we're doing a line dance workshop coming up. We're doing a line dance competition. We got national acts booked for the fourth quarter of the year. You know, bringing in new bartenders and replacing, you know, all those things that make a club run. When I go play with Always the Villain, it's like stress release. You know, you don't have to think about that for a little bit. And I think that makes me healthier, you know, to do all the decisions we have to do. You know what I mean? So I love Always the Villain, but what I love about it is it's really easy and like, again, it's just not high production.
I think I told you this one time.
Yeah.
And I love how passionate he is about live music because I am as well. Like it's where this whole thing kind of originated. But to see him, how hard he would work on all these bands and high production bands, you know, I know what goes into it. The rest of the band shows up, they play their song, they collect their money, they go. He does the bookings, he does the set list, he does guides, whatever, lighting, and then he. Band's over. He's got to go chase some money. He's got to put it all away.
As long as I've known Chuck, you're a very intense guy. You know, you're a smart guy. You do what you say. I mean, you're one of those few guys that can say something and actually fucking do it and back it up. You know what I'm saying? Shit comes to fruition. Like you'll make something up and it happens.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the hardest thing, isn't it? Like you come up with an idea and it's like then to have that intestinal fortitude to go all the way.
Execute.
Just like with him, like, you know, with Joyland, like, anybody can say they can run a, I mean, you know how many people tell you how to run a bar or what you should do or whatever, but to take that and put your money where your mouth is and your passion where in something and go all the way through.
Yeah, no doubt. You have to work with the county. You got to work with the city, the state. You got to work with your vendors, right? There's always a fire department permitting. There's a whole long laundry list of shit that an owner's got to go through, right?
It's in a way almost unbelievable how much, but I've enjoyed the process to be able to do it now a third time, getting pretty good at it. I have all my contacts. I have all my contractors and great relationships with the county, all the way from EMS to the sheriff to permitting. So got pretty dialed in with all of that. And I just have people in the right places.
You could probably write a book or like give a seminar on how to open up a country bar or nightclub.
Yeah. And that's kind of what you asked about earlier. What's the future of Joyland? I think Joyland is always going to be that. You know, there might be an extension here or there or something, but that's the main thing to me. That's the vibe. But to help others get to this spot, like I feel like I've kind of found my little niche. I love building a bar from the ground up. I love the design. I know how to do it well, how to do it right, and somewhat, you know, I want to say cheap. Cheap's not the right word, but like we have the ability with me and my team to go in there and do stuff. So to help another bartender or build another small bar downtown or whatever else, yes, I've learned enough to write a book. Cool. I'm not going to, but I might build another bar. You'd be happy
to help somebody
I might build another bar
that's worthy of your help.
Yes, I would love to. I get asked all the time, honestly, to get involved in other bars and do other things. And I don't want to be involved in another bar with somebody else, but I don't mind helping them or taking it over, you know, fixing it up, doing it right, building a new brand and then leasing it back to them or something.
I know this could be a long question, but real quick, what's one of the biggest mistakes you made that you wish you could have done over or you wish you knew?
I wish I started it sooner. Plain and simple. I didn't know. I thought I knew what I wanted to do in life, and my family had a wildly successful commercial printing and publishing company, and I thought that's what I was destined to do, and I wasn't passionate about it. So I kind of exited that a while ago, and chased, live music and thought, well, maybe I'm going to be, I have a pretty good ear when it comes to frequencies, and I know the production side, self-taught for the most part. And I was like, well, maybe I'll go that direction. And then I had a wildly successful offshore business, fishing and diving, that was just from the ground up. I didn't look to do it. I was just known as the guy who always went offshore, and people wanted to hop on my boat, and turned that into a business that I ended up selling. And, but there's just so many things that lead you to where I'm at today.
Of course.
And it's, it just took me forever to realize that this is what I was supposed to be doing.
Isn't that a great feeling though? Right now, like you feel good knowing that you're doing what
I
you're
could say maybe
doing,
8 years ago, 9, 10 years ago, I didn't know that owning a music venue turned nightclub, turned bar, turned, Joyland, whatever it was going to be the thing I was supposed to do. But I love it. And I love that it's the people around it too. You're
bringing a lot of joy to people, right? Think about it. Your dream and your vision and your plan of execution and what you developed is now bringing joy to people. Like you said, people are line dancing, they're meeting people. Maybe marriages are getting are
all the time,
right?
Oh yeah,
a couple times a year.
Now people can rent your facility, right? If they want to do a corporate event or they want to do something.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a great team for that now. We got a whole marketing team, but someone who actually leads the charge for, an event coordinator.
Because when the Siesta Key was on TV here, that would have been a great venue for them to shoot scenes in and stuff. For their.
They've actually did. They didn't film, but right after he took over the Joyland over there, they were all part of the first month there. They were coming a lot. And we've already had them a couple times in our emails for birthday parties for cast members of Still.
They still live around here?
Yeah, still around here doing stuff.
The problem with filming there, it's a bit disruptive,
Yeah. And
you don't get much out of it. It's not like people are going to flood to come to Joyland because we made it on MTV or whatever channel that runs on. But and it's disruptive evening when you have cameras in there.
When I was at the White Buffalo, we had that. We actually had the Amish shows, reality shows. And when you got to the Siesta Key, it's so copywritten songs and stuff like that, licensing, like that they would give you a script of songs you could play. And it's you can't do that here because they're here to dance to certain songs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So in our final close here, what's the social media? How people can learn more about Joyland? But Facebook, what's the website? What's all that great stuff?
Yeah.
Website's JOYLANDSarasota.com.
JOYLANDSarasota.com is the website.
That's the main hub. We have a big presence on Facebook, so you can go to Joyland. Just if you type Joyland in, it's going to pull up Joyland Sarasota.
So it'll show who's going to be coming on the various Friday nights and things of that nature.
There'll be events.
Maybe more information about Thursday's Ladies' Night.
Absolutely.
100%.
Okay.
And now we're really expanding. Like he just said, we just brought somebody on the team to hub all of our social media and marketing. So you're going to see a lot more presence on all of the social medias, TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, all of that is getting ready to start being even more active than we've already done up at this point.
And not just what's coming up, but integrated customer experience. Like you can go on there now and see pictures from last weekend and see your friends, tag your friends and share them, so it's become a little bit more interactive as well.
That's awesome. People love that shit.
More active, but also interactive.
Engaging. Yeah. Gentlemen, with that, we're going to say goodnight.
All right, man.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming. A great interview.
Appreciate
I'm going to encourage all of our listeners to go to the new Joyland. The address is
8333 Lockwood Ridge Road, Sarasota, Florida.
You can't miss it. It's a huge plaza right off of University Parkway.
And you're going to be there on Wednesday learning your dance,
I'll be there this Wednesday.
Yeah, and you're going to learn your dance.
And I'm going to start going on Thursdays now because I want to be engaged in a customer experience.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, then you might as well come Friday because then we got Connor Walker and some kick-ass music.
So I'll just start coming on a regular basis. I'll put on my Joyland hat.
You're going to have a little bit of time off here soon, right? You're going to take a break.
I am going to have it.
So.
And my band is taking hiatus too.
It's the perfect time for you to learn how to line dance.
Yeah.
And
it's air conditioned.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Which is wonderful.
Yeah. Have some tacos.
70 tons
couple
of AC
drinks.
now.
Learn how to line dance.
Oh, you know it. All right, guys.
Awesome. Thank you. I
Right.
appreciate it.
See you.
Today's episode is brought to you by Joyland, Sarasota, Bradenton's #1 destination for all things country music, country line dancing, and the country experience.